We're sitting with this massive stack at the best property in Las Vegas, at historically the toughest 5-10 game in town, and maybe the whole US. But how did we get here with so many chips in front of us? Let's Tarantino this. The day starts off as a normal day. I'm playing the equivalent of about 10-20 on WPT Global in the softest games I've ever seen online. If you're in a country where WPT Global is allowed, I highly suggest checking out the site because you'll be blown away at how much cash game action there is. If you use the bonus code BRAD, you get a deposit match up to $1,200 and some other perks. I'll have more information in the description box below. Plus, you'll likely see me playing on there because I'm on the site nearly every day while the games are good. I won about 30,000 playing on there in April. Today I book a 4-figure win, then it's off to the win to play in a new structure of 5-10 that they just started implementing. This game used to be uncapped and it was filled with some of the best players on the planet. Now it's a 3K max buy-in. That's what we've got in front of us, and it's a bit more approachable for recreational players. At our table, there's a mix of some good pros that I recognize and a few rec players that are probably visiting from out of town. We begin the session at 2:34 p.m. 45 minutes in, we've got King 10 offsuit in the under the gun straddle. The cutoff limps in, the button raises to 80. I could go either way with this one. According to a new study, calling is 7 times more fun than folding though, so I put $60 more in. The cutoff calls as well. We're going 3 ways to the flop out of position. It comes King 9 deuce with 2 hearts. We've got top pair and a backdoor straight draw. I check, the cutoff checks. The button isn't going to let us have a free card. He bets 100. I paid more with less. It's just 1 chip. I call. The cutoff is like a lot of my Tinder dates years ago after I told him I'm more of a cat guy and is no longer interested. He folds. It's down to heads up. The turn is the 5 of clubs. It's a blank. I check it over to the pre-flop aggressor. He slows down and checks back. A pair of kings is probably best. The river is another 9. It's definitely possible we're beat by trips or a better king, but we could be up against a pocket pair like queens, jacks, or 10s. Worse hands than ours will almost always be checking back, and better hands are going to be firing for an amount that I may not be comfortable paying. I bet 140 is sort of a blocker value combo. We could potentially get a crying call if our opponent thinks that we may have missed a straight or flush draw, and we're now just firing as a bluff. The button isn't able to get away from his hand. We get halfway through turning over our hand when the button reveals that he has 9-8 of clubs. He river trips. It's an unfortunate run out, but I'm glad I bet the river myself, otherwise we would have had to have called a much larger bet from the opponent. Unfortunately, we started the session in the hole. It isn't insurmountable though. Next we've got pocket 4s in the big blind. It's a straddle pot. The small blind is trying to rumble. He raises to 80. Our hand is strong enough to see a flop. I call for 70 more. We're heads up in position. The flop comes ace, ace, deuce, rainbow. It seems bad to have 2 aces out there, but it's just 1 overcard to our 4s, and the fact that there are 2 out there rather than just 1 is actually beneficial because it makes it less likely the opponent is holding an ace. The small blind is going to rep trips. He c-bets 80 again. Just a little too soon to let this one go. If we're up against trips, we can hit a 4, 5, or 3 to possibly pick up equity. I call once more. The turn is the 7 of diamonds, no help to us. If the small blind doesn't have an ace, he's going to want to tread carefully. He checks. Now it seems that there's a good chance that we might have the best hand. Could be up against 2 overcards. Pocket 4s runs the risk of getting counterfeited now too if another 7 comes on the river. Because of that, I'd like to take control of the pot and fold out some equity. I don't need to bet a large amount to accomplish that goal. I keep it in line with a bet of 130. The opponent considers whether or not to continue on with his hand. Ultimately, he folds. We were probably best. I'm glad that we didn't face any additional pressure on the turn. We win a medium pot to hopefully get some momentum going. 10 minutes later, we've got ace-king offsuit under the gun. There's no straddle on. I raised to 30. The player on our direct left is the best opponent in the game. I've tangled with him in the last 2 vlogs from the win. In those, we got into several 3 and 4 bet battles, including some in the uncapped 10-20-40 game. Luckily, I've gotten the better of him up to this point. Under the gun +1 needs to get revenge. He 3-bets to 100. Normally, an early position 3-bet is a very strong play. We've got removal to aces and kings though. Plus, I know this particular player is extremely aggressive, so his range isn't necessarily going to consist of only premiums like it would if we were facing a 3-bet from a more passive player. Small blind inserts himself with a call into what's minimally going to be a 4-bet pot. He likely would have 4-bet pocket kings and aces if that's what he was holding. Since he didn't, I'm confident that I'll at least have 2 overs to whatever the small blind has, or we'll have him dominated. I 4-bet to 400 in a tricky spot, hoping under the gun +1 isn't at the top of his range. He must have been just messing around as he folds. The small blind is having a difficult time trying to find the fold button. With the clock winding down, he calls for 300 more. I imagine he has some sort of pocket pair like queens down to 8s, or maybe ace king or ace queen. We're heads up, the flop comes king 6-3 with 2 hearts. Not only did we drill top, the right suit came out so that we don't have to be very concerned about our opponent having a flush draw. The ace and king of hearts are both accounted for. It's very unlikely the small blind cold called a 3-bet, then called a 4-bet with 2 hearts that don't contain the ace or king of hearts. The opponent checks. Since I put him on hands like middle to high pocket pairs that we have crushed, and since we don't need to worry about more hearts coming out, I want to bet small to extract as much value as I can or induce a bluff. I bet 200. It's a little more than 20% of the pot. Things are going exactly according to plan as the small blind check raises to 500. I doubt he would have cold called a 3-bet, then called a 4-bet with pocket 6s or pocket 3s. There aren't any 2-pair combos that make any sense, and we ruled out aces and kings based on his pre-flop play. The best possible hand I envision the opponent having is also ace-king, but to be honest, this feels way more like a bluff attempt with a random hand. I don't want to chase his bluffs off. There's some confusion at the table because the dealer didn't hear the opponent say raise as he put out the purple $500 chip. He thought it was just a call. We make sure that gets cleared up because I feel very confident that we've got our opponent in bad shape and I want as much of his money in the middle as possible. I call for 300 more. The pot has become very large. We've got what's essentially the nuts. The turn is the 10 of spades. Pocket 10s is a somewhat plausible hand that the opponent might have check raised with to see where he's at and to fold out hands like ace queen if that's what I see bet small on the flop with. The small blind is like the longtime talent agent for Frankenstein. He continues to rep a monster. The opponent fires for 600. The situation has become a bit dicier. Mostly I feel pretty good about it though. We're certainly not exiting at this point. I call. A blank would be ideal at the moment. The dealer isn't interested in making life easier for us. He puts out the jack of diamonds. Now ace queen, pocket jacks, king jack, and jack 10 are all new hands that have us beat. They're not super likely holdings that the opponent would have, but I'm believing more and more it's possible that the small blind could have them, especially when he jams for $12.95 effective. I honestly have no clue what to put the opponent on. This line doesn't seem all that credible. I under-repped my hand on the flop. I'm not sure exactly what the small blind is trying to represent. When I can't piece together the story that the opponent is trying to tell me I'm getting a good price, I typically stick around. After only a few seconds, I basically snap call, expecting to be beat fairly often. What's incredible about this is that since I'm getting almost 3.5 to 1 on a call, I only have to win 25% of the time for this call to be profitable. That means I can actually call and lose 75% of the time and still make money in the long run, which is absurd. We don't have to worry about losing this time.
You're good.
We get the victory with our top pair despite the board getting worse and worse for us. It's a full double that was sparked almost entirely by our small bet on the flop that induced a check raise and 2 subsequent barrels, including a bluff shove by our opponent on the river. It's sweet to get this win, acquire a few purple chips, and have plenty of wiggle room as we're firmly in Profitville for the session. It's fun to play deep stack 300 big blind games when we're able to capitalize on having a larger stack. An hour goes by, then we pick up pocket kings in the cutoff. The hijack gets things started for us as he raises to 30. It won't stay that price for long. We 3-bet to 100. It won't stay 100 for very long either. The small blind puts in a cold 4-bet to 370. This is a strong play. The small blind is an opponent who hasn't been very aggressive pre-flop. He's done some open limping, and I haven't even seen him put in a 3-bet yet this session. He could have aces or queens, ace king, or maybe a hand like ace 5 suited. We're playing very deep. I want to keep his bluffs in, and I don't want to run into aces. The initial pre-flop raiser folds. I call for 270 more. As long as the flop doesn't come ace high, we should be in good shape. We're heads up in position in a 4-bet pot. The flop comes queen 6 deuce with 2 diamonds. We've got an overpair to the board, but it's tough to get super excited because we don't have a diamond in our hand, and pocket queens has us in terrible shape. The small blind bets 370 again. We're not going to fold. Raising won't accomplish much because worse hands won't be calling and better hands won't be folding. I call to keep the opponent's bluffs in. I'd like to see the small blind pump the brakes on future streets. The turn is the deuce of spades. Rather than ease up, the opponent bets 830. I don't think that he'd necessarily do this with ace queen after we called his 4-bet and his flop bet. He'd probably just want to start trying to get the showdown cheaper or check one street to then get value again from a hand like jacks on the river. The small blind probably wouldn't fire again with something like ace-king offsuit with only one diamond now that he can't hit a flush, so I've narrowed down the opponent's likely holdings to pocket queens, pocket aces, and ace-king of diamonds, maybe ace-5 of diamonds. The fact that he doesn't seem to be worried that I could have pocket queens is very alarming. I call one more time. The pot is enormous, and the opponent only has 1,800 left. The river is the 4 of diamonds. It's an awful card because the plausible hands that the opponent might have bluffed turn with are now beating us. The small blind still isn't concerned that we've got queens full. He rips it in. The queen of diamonds isn't accounted for. The king of diamonds isn't accounted for either. We don't have removal to aces or queens. After cold 4-betting and firing on all 3 streets, the small blind is telling a very credible story that he's had a monster the entire way. I don't even think that he's going to show up with aces that often, unless he has the ace of diamonds. I think it's going to be queens or ace-king of diamonds. I've already picked off a river bet shove from one opponent today. It's rare that we'd see a second one in the span of an hour. I want to call so badly because we're getting a good price, and I under-repped our hand pre-flop. It's just so likely that we're going to get shown the ace-high flush or a full house though, and I'm trying not to donate to my opponents as much.
Alright dude, I fold. If you left me, wow. Nice bluff.
The opponent wrecks my world with ace-king offsuit and the king of diamonds. He shows the heart of someone, well, who's not in my family because I come from a long line of people with heart problems, but he's got a big heart. It's impressive that he follows through with a triple barrel after 4-betting. The one time I try to make a good fold, it backfires. I'm never, ever folding to a river bet again, and that's a promise. I have to give the opponent credit. Still, this bluff hurts, and I spend the next several minutes looking at the player's stack, thinking that it could have been added to ours. We don't have much time to dwell on it as we pick up 8-7 suited in the big blind within the same orbit. The player on our left is straddled. He's the good pro who 3-bet when we had ace-king offsuit earlier. I raised to 80. We won't be getting it through. The straddler calls. We're heads up. The dealer puts out 8-5 deuce with 2 clubs. We've got top pair. The board isn't likely to get better for us though. I make a small bet of 60. This isn't typically going to be a terrific flop for the pre-flop raiser. Under the gun knows I'll be c-betting with air somewhat frequently when it's essentially a blind versus blind hand. He raises to 200. We've got removal to sets and 2-pair hands, and there aren't even that many combinations of 2-pair hands that make sense since 8-5 offsuit, 8 deuce offsuit, and 5 deuce offsuit should all be folds pre-flop from the opponent. It's way more likely that the opponent either has a flush draw or one of several combinations of straight draws including 9-7, 9-6, 7-6, 7-4, 6-4, 4-3, ace-4, or ace-3. That's a ton of possible straight draws for semi-bluffs. I call for 140 more, anticipating facing some larger bets down the line, and this board likely getting worse and worse for us. The turn is the 5 of diamonds. It's interesting because now there are even fewer set and 2-pair combos that the opponent would have raised for value with on the flop. I check. As expected, we're about to see a big bet. Under the gun gathers chips and bets 360. With fewer combos that we're losing to that would have raised for value on the flop, including 8 deuce suited that's counterfeited, I feel better about sticking around. I call again, knowing that we could be drawing close to dead and that our opponent is fully capable of putting us to a very difficult decision on the river, whether it's a blank or not, and whether he has a speed or not. The dealer puts out the queen of diamonds. At first glance, it may seem like a bad card because our hand has been downgraded to second pair, but it actually doesn't change almost anything since the flush draw misses, as does every single one of the 8 different straight draws. I check. A check back would be great. We don't get it though. We don't even get a reasonable sizing from the opponent. He goes massive and overbets to 2,000. He's saying that he has trip 5s or better. We've had 3 tough river decisions in a row, including 2 shoves and now a $2,000 bet that's actually for a larger amount than the 2 shoves we faced. The first line the opponent took with pocket 9s didn't really make sense the entire way, so I snap called. The second line that our opponent took with ace-king offsuit was very convincing, even though it was a bluff. This third line is somewhere in between the first 2. Under the Gun's been telling a believable story that he's been strong since the flop, but our removal and the 5 pairing on the turn has made his story less credible. One good thing that we have going for us is that we don't have the 7 of clubs or the 7 of hearts in our hand, so we unblocked very strong combo draws that might have raised us on the flop that missed. I could still go either way between calling and folding. I just incorrectly folded minutes ago to miss out on winning $5,000. I'm still reeling from that. I definitely don't want to compound that with an incorrect call when the opponent actually has it. Against certain opponents, I'd snap fold. Against someone who's very good and is a thinking player, it's too difficult for me to get away from it when I know that he'll have a lot of bluffs in his range. I reluctantly toss in a calling chip, only to see the opponent takes me to the deepest part of Value Town with 5-4 offsuit. He got a great run out to win the absolute maximum from me with trips. His 5 looks a little strange though. That's because it's actually a 3. He misses open-ended straight draw with 4-3 offsuit.
I just got bluffed. I can't get bluffed again.
The opponent isn't even upset about losing. He's impressed that we were able to find the call after he does well to put us to the test. It's unfortunate for him that he tried to pull an enormous overbet bluff immediately after I just made a promise to you guys that I'd never fold to a river bet again. I guess somehow he didn't hear me say that. I'm incredibly happy to get the win, to ease the pain of getting bluffed previously. People are coming after us non-stop today. We're 2 for 3 in picking them off. We haven't even made all that strong of hands yet. Still, we're at a new high point for the session, up 3,700. In this one, we've got pocket 5s in the small blind. A handful of players have left our table to play the uncapped 10-20 game that's just opened, including the player who just attempted the bluff against us. Some new players have arrived, including a player who straddles from under the gun. The middle position opponent limps in, the hijack calls for 20. We don't want to reopen the pot, and it's fine if we have more opponents, so I don't mind going multi-way. We call for 15 more. The big blind calls. He's a new player as well. The under the gun straddler needs to punish us limpers. He raises to 120. The middle position player calls for 100 more. It's too much for the hijack. He folds. I don't mind playing an inflated pot with a hand that'll be easy to play post flop. I call for 100 more. The big blind also calls. We're going 4 ways to the flop. Hit the like button on the count of 3 for some extra run good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The flop comes 5-5-3 with 2 hearts. Because of you, we flop quads in what's already a pretty big pot. I check, hoping someone has an overpair or is going to fire while drawing dead. The big blind checks. The under the gun straddler was the pre-flop raiser. He's our best candidate to take a shot. He bets 200. That'll be ours soon. The player in middle position has no regrets in life except for entering this pot. He folds. There's no way that we'll be check raising on this street. I call to keep the bluffs in. The big blind folds. It's down to heads up. I'm rooting for a high card that'll give our opponent whatever he thinks he needs. Instead, the turn is the 3 of clubs. It's one of the worst cards that we could have gotten because it's really unlikely that our opponent has a 3. In his mind, we could have one. Now that the board is double paired, if the opponent bets, a call from me will look incredibly suspicious. It won't look like I've got a flush draw. It'll look like I've got a boat or better. I check, somewhat expecting the turn card to freeze the opponent. Under the gun, isn't ready to give up just yet. He bets 400 and is 100% drawing dead now. The turn was a blank. I'd flat this bet with hopes of getting an opportunity to check jam the river. I think the river will check through at an extremely high percentage if I called though. No matter what I do, it'll be a tough task to get more money from the opponent. I raised to 1,000 on this street to try and make it look like I'm bluffing with either a flush draw or maybe a straight draw. Ideally, this check raise would look odd and either induce a call from an overpair or even ace high or possibly induce a bluff shove. Maybe the plan is working out to perfection as the opponent asks to get a count on my stack.
I think I have you covered.
There's no better feeling in poker than when you have the nuts and the opponent is clearly considering jamming it on you while you know that he has 0 outs. I suppose a slightly better feeling would be if he actually does jam on you. In this case, he folds. It's easy to beat myself up over that one and wish that I had called instead. Perhaps I pulled the trigger a little too early. Calling and then leading the river for a small or medium amount, almost regardless of the card, would have been a pretty interesting play too. It's not that often that I flop quads. We still win a good chunk to increase our profit to over 4,700. We're not even close to finished either. We pick up pocket aces for the first time today in the cutoff. A player in middle position does some of the heavy lifting for us by raising to 40. He's another pro who's probably the new first or second toughest opponent for us at the table. You can see him sitting right across from us. I'll give you one guess as to the continent he's from. I'll give you a clue. He's not from North America, South America, Africa, Australia, or Asia. That's right, he's Antarctican. I 3-bet to 140 to pump this pot up a little. The opponent isn't impressed with how much we pump. He pumps it back to 540. Sometimes in poker there are some reg battles that occur when two players are going at each other to either establish dominance or because they know the other is capable of 3 or 4 betting light. That could be what's going on here, but I don't get that sense so much. The opponent started the hand with over 4,700, we'd like to acquire all of it, and the sooner we get the money in, the better. I 5-bet to 1,100, giving the opponent an opportunity to either call or 6-bet jam. 5 bets are very rare. The opponent looks at me as if to say, I've got a strong hand. We both got big stacks. Do you really want to play for all of it against me here? The answer is yes, I do. He's getting 3 to 1 and can't fold any pocket pair or a hand like ace-king, or maybe even ace-queen suited. He calls. We're heads up with over 2,000 in the middle already. Effective stack to pot ratio is low, meaning it'll be easy to get the rest of the chips in the middle. The flop comes queen 10-7 rainbow. It's not the best because we could be up against pocket queens, and pocket kings won't feel comfortable putting in tons of money since that hand doesn't beat aces or queens. Ace-king is also live against us. The opponent checks. If we're up against a set, he's just going to double up through me and win a pot of over $9,000 in a 5-10 game because I'm not going to be folding aces after 5-betting. It doesn't help to worry about that at the moment. Instead, I need to target hands that I'm beating and figure out a way to extract the max from pocket kings and ace-king. If the player has ace-king, he won't be able to call a large bet because in a 5-bet pot, he'll either be chopping or he'll be drawing extremely slim on this flop. A jack is the only card that he'll feel good about seeing. I make a significant down bet to 600 so that the opponent basically has to call with ace-king, ace-queen, kings, or even jacks. If he does call, he'll have less than a pot-sized bet left in his stack, all by design. The small sizing should look a lot like I could have ace-king, with hopes of keeping control of the pot while getting to see a turn relatively cheaply, and perhaps even a river cheaply if I want to check back the turn. The opponent only calls, which he still might have done with top set. There are just way more combos of hands that we're beating than there are top set. The turn is the 5 of diamonds. It's a blank, except there's a flush draw out there now, and the ace of diamonds is unaccounted for. The opponent checks. He's got just over 3,000 in his stack. We've got him covered. It wouldn't be super unreasonable to jam, but what exactly would that accomplish? Every combination of ace-king other than ace-king of diamonds would snap fold. Ace-queen would probably feel inclined to fold also, and we saw me fold pocket kings on a queen-high board to a shove in a similar spot earlier. A shove may fold out every hand that I'm beating and only get called by top set. I go a very tricky route with a check back. As long as a jack doesn't come out, I'll be fairly confident that we've got the best hand. This check back will look a ton like we've got ace-king, and it could induce some bluff shoves from our opponent if he has ace-king, and we can still shove on the river to get maximum value out of kings and ace-queen hands. Potentially, we can even get called light by pocket jacks. The river is another 10. There really aren't any 10s that the opponent will have in his range, other than maybe some tiny percentage of the time he'll have pocket 10s, and there's only one combo of that possible. Overall, I feel good about a non-diamond 10 coming out. I feel even better as the opponent checks. After we check back the turn, I'd anticipate the opponent betting or shoving for value with queens full, though there's a possibility that he could be checking to induce a bluff shove. Now is when we make our play. We're going to go for it all, and either get snap called by a boat, get a snap fold out of ace-king, or we'll see the opponent go into the tank with a worse hand that he'll feel obligated to call with, knowing that he's getting over 2 to 1. It's the moment of truth.
Owen, on.
We don't get snap called, so we almost for sure have the best hand. The small c-bet and check back on the flop, followed by a shove on the river, should look very suspect. It should look like I'm making a desperate last-ditch effort to steal this pot with ace-king to potentially get my opponent off a chop or get him to fold a hand like ace-queen or kings. The player clearly doesn't have ace-king as he's taking his time contemplating what to do. I don't envy his situation at all. I was in nearly the same one with probably the same hand on a very similar board. If he calls, this will be the biggest pot that I've ever won in a 5-10 game. I've never been in a hand like this down the street at Bellagio in the 1500 cap game. The biggest pot I've won in the 5-10 there is maybe 5,500 to 6,000. We still need to get called if we want to eclipse that amount, and I know our opponent is good enough to fold. I can tell that he's not happy, but after over a minute, he puts in the calling chip. We give him the bad news. We win the biggest pot that I've ever won in a 5-10 game. There was no straddle on this hand, so it's truly a pot of over 900 big blinds in what I'm sure is a cooler situation. There's some tiny chance that we got called by jacks due to our line appearing strange, but it's way more probable that the opponent had pocket kings. We were able to win the absolute max from a solid pro. he wants to buy back the chips that we acquired from him. Rather than pushing his stack to us, he takes out 3 yellow 1K chips to hand over to us instead. What I was already considering to be a great day has gotten even better for us. We've got 12,700 in our stack, and we're only in for 3,000. We're getting close to a $10,000 profit. Here we've got ace-10 offsuit on the button. Under the gun +1 limps in. He's the player who bluffed me when I had pocket kings. The hijack limps in. He's the person who likely couldn't fold pocket kings. Calling and raising are both reasonable options. Most of the time I'll raise, but I don't feel like reopening the pot. I call for 10. The small blind calls, the big blind checks. We're going 5 ways to the flop. It comes ace-10-7 rainbow. We've got top 2 pair. The small blind bets 40. Usually when we see the small blind bet into everyone for a larger amount, when there's 4 other opponents, it's done with either 1 pair or a draw of some sort. With 2 pair hands and sets, a player in the small blind will typically go for a check raise. The big blind folds, under the gun +1 calls, and he's not the only one. The hijack also calls. We've got the best hand that we'll ever have here, other than maybe pocket 7s. We would have raised with pocket aces or pocket 10s for sure. Most of the time, we'll have raised with ace-10 offsuit after 2 limps, so it's really just a sliver of the time that we'll smash the flop the way that we have here. I raised a 200 in another spot that should seem odd. The small blind isn't buying it that we've got a monster. He re-raises to 700. He's only got 2390 total. He won't have pocket aces or pocket 10s either, so there's a small chance he has pocket 7s, but a much better chance that he has ace-7 or 10-7 or a worse 2 pair. Maybe he's semi-bluffing with one of the many possible straight draws. It folds back to us. Our decision's easy.
It's up to you.
Let's go twice.
Okay.
Have a set.
Oh, you good.
We run into the absolute worst case scenario in another huge cooler for a $5,000 pot. We're up against bottom set. We need to hit one of 4 outs to get some money back, and we're running it twice. The first turn is the king of hearts. No help to us. That's followed by the 5 of diamonds. We lose that run out. We need to get lucky just to win half the pot now. The second turn is the 8 of hearts. It's down to just one last card for us. The river is the 6 of clubs. We break that one as well.
Nice time, nice time.
We don't cross over into the 5-figure profit territory, even though I felt great about getting it in there before finding out that the opponent had a set. We still have an unbelievable session that ends in us getting a gigantic win. We played 4.5 hours today. I won $7,000. I was up about 9,500 at the high point today, and just one of the most exciting sessions of poker that I've ever played. We had quads. There were some massive bluff attempts from the opponents. We caught a couple punts, and we were in some really difficult situations, and that's just what I enjoy doing the most, is coming out here, playing 5-10 with some really good pros that'll put you in tough spots, and playing with some rec players who do some interesting things as well. I won 1,600 earlier today online, and I feel like that's helping my live game a little bit, just getting a lot more reps in. That's been really fun. Those games are amazing, so I'm gonna be playing more online, but man, today, wow, that was as cool as it gets. That's the biggest 5-10 win that I've ever had in like a pure 5-10 game. So Bellagio is not allowing us to make vlogs from there at the moment, so I'm gonna be coming out to the win more often when I'm not traveling. And I really enjoy that game and that structure and playing deep. And it's a interesting mix of people that comes in and plays the 5-10 year. So awesome day overall. That's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I'm happy to get back to you. This was just really one of the most exciting sessions that I've ever played. There were a ton of huge all-ins, and aside from that, there were just so many interesting river decisions. There was that overbet that we had to face and called fairly light on that one, and luckily we were correct. Got bluffed and in a wild spot with pocket kings. I actually just started a Facebook group to talk about more hands with you guys, and if you joined the Facebook group a couple days ago, you saw that I posted about that ace king call versus the pocket nines in this episode. So I gave you guys a little sneak preview as to what was going to happen in this vlog, and it's just really cool to interact with you guys on there. So if you're interested in talking about more poker stuff with me and just seeing what's going on, when meetup games are and everything like that, join that Facebook page. I have the link down below in the description box. Also, if you're outside the US and you're in a country where you can play on WPT Global, sign up using that bonus code BRAD to get up to a $1,200 deposit match. I mean, there's just a ton of value on there. I'm allowed to play on the site from the US because I'm an ambassador for WPT, and I'm not depositing or withdrawing from the US. And I'm going to be spending a lot of time playing on there going forward. I've done some live streams, but the games are just the absolute best online games that I've ever seen, and it's not even close. And there's a variety of reasons for that, but just if you're able to play on that site, then sign up and see for yourself. I have a link down below in the description box for more information on WPT Global. We've got a meetup game coming up at Gardens Casino in the Los Angeles area. That'll be May 19th. Andrew and I are going out there for the WPT main tour, and really excited about that. But before that, I'm actually about to head to Austin for the Lodge Championship Series main event. It's a $3,000 buy-in, $2 million guarantee, a ton of day one starting flights, and there's going to be a lot of big names out there. So really excited for that. That's the biggest event that we have at the Lodge in Austin. So if you're able to attend and take a shot, or if you just want to play cash games and just be around all the action, I highly suggest coming out there for that, because it's just a really exciting time. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Good luck at the tables, and I'll see you next time.